14 seconds of an intro. 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 And that's it.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's another week, so that means it's another video. And right now I am actually on the steps at what is known in a church as the altar. It's a place where people can come and pray after the service that they feel that Christ has moved them to come down and kneel at the altar and put their griefs or their pains or their joys in front of God so that God can take them away from them. And every church should have a moment that people can come and pray at the altar, that no one should be fearful of going down to the altar and praying and taking things before Christ, because He is our strength and our rock, as the Bible tells us. So the altar, which I'll come back and actually get up and I'll show you what it looks like. So hang on one second. So of course this is just the altar. It's the front of the stage. That people can come, and anywhere on this part they can kneel down and pray. And so it's very important to a church that the people can come down to this altar and like I said, put their worries, put their anxieties in front of God and lay them at the altar. And He takes them away from us and He gives us strength. So, the altars are very important. As growing up in my life, I guess I really didn't understand what the altar meant until I was probably about in high school. And then I used to go to a church called Victory in Jesus in Duluth. And I would go down to the altar and pray for myself. And also I would meet friends down there. And, where it says 2 or more are gathered in my name, thy will be done. So I would actually pray over the people. I remember meeting a young lady by the name of Wendy Grice down at the altar quite a few times, and just laying on of hands and doing that. Prayer, of course, is very powerful in the Christian religion, because that's who we go. We go to God, and that's how we talk to Him, and we commune with Him. Through our singing, we fellowship to Him, and we lift Him up in prayer and praise. But prayer is a very powerful thing. I ought to know, because that's what saved my life, is the amount of people that prayed over me while I was in the hospital, and strengthened me very quickly. God took those prayers and turned them into reality for me and for them. Like I said before in my other video, I should have been dead. I should have been long gone. But with the prayer of family and friends, that changed, and God said, and assured in me that I'm not done with you yet, and I'm going to do great things with you. So I kind of feel like a Gideon in the Old Testament, and a Jonah also, in respects that, I was running from what God wanted me to do. And Fracture Ministries is just a part of what He has for me to do. And I'm still praying as to where He wants me to take it. Right now I'm not doing very much. I'm still trying to get better. My heart is still trying to catch up to where I am. And, I get out of breath real easily. My eyesight is becoming much, much better. It's almost back to 100%. I would say it's about 95, 98% at this point. So I still can't drive. My mom and my wife won't let me. So my wife is still my Uber. if I was able to drive myself, I think I would be going out more and doing things to let people know more about Fraction Ministries and so forth. I'm trying to do what I believe God wants me to do, and the altar is a place that I can take my concerns and sorrows and lay them out before God, and God will take them from me. I just want to make sure that I'm doing what God wants me to do, and how I handle that. And it's a place for you too as well to come to the altar. And it doesn't have to necessarily be at a church, but at a church you have your friends and family that are there also that can pray with you. I know some people don't like that much attention, so they stay in their pews and they don't go down when they feel like God has asked them to bring it to the altar. It shows respect, and it shows that you fear Him, I think, if you bring it to the altar. And it's an important part of the church that the altar should be open for anyone and everyone to come down and pray. And that's how Christians are different from other religions, is that we take our concerns straight to God. They're lifted from us to God, and they don't have to go through anybody. That we have a connection with Jesus Christ, who's on the throne, and us praying to Him and talking to Him daily is an important part of our lives. And if you're not doing that, then you should try to open your heart to God and let Him in, because He wants to change your life just as much as you want it to change. So guys, the altar, as you can tell, is a very important part for a Christian's life. And I've kind of shown you a few parts of the church, the back pew, the altar, and the kitchen. Kitchen, of course, is one of my favorite parts, as you can tell. It's where we fellowship. But church is very important to a Christian, an up-and-coming Christian especially. But know that everybody in that church is on the same path that you are, just a little bit further along, or might even be starting it the same as you. So people are going to make mistakes in a church. People are going to be rude, and that you just have to realize that they're trying to get fixed and proper with God just as much as you are. So even the pastor can make mistakes, so don't hold it fully against them, but know that God is still in control. He still is the leader of all churches, and we are his bride, and He is going to call us up. And to make sure that you're one of them, make sure that you're praying and seeking His guidance for your life. So as always, guys, peace, love. I'm out. God bless.